Cities will come back and will find the way to come back to their own vocation. And we are looking for nature vocation, the river. Not one, two. The surrounding landscape, wonderful, beautiful. The industrial activities in certain kind of identity. And the heritage in the cities. The main actor by a landscape strategy is what we find there. Because landscape is always there before we normally are coming. We used the strategy in terms of communication and in terms of dialogue between the parts. Between urbanists, between architecture, between infrastructure, between social needs, but starting by the river. Bringing back the river at the center of our consideration and of a green and at the end social network, means that we want to foster biodiversity. That's so important. And why we want to give respect for the whole ecological network in the city, starting by the river, is a generator, and at the end bringing back people closer to nature. If you start with a dynamic element, you will have enough energy to go over and to jump over the geometrical and static elements as streets, all the infrastructure, as buildings, as fabrics. We need to change in horizontal dimension. So people want to have their imagination and their perception of green quality coming out in public space. Stepping out from their own home to be in a city where pedestrian areas are building with trees, where squares are green, where parks are opening to the city, where gardens give freshness. We are not more thinking in terms of functional areas, exclusive functional areas, but bringing together overlapping functional areas con our well-being function, and green and blue are well-being function. People living in cities, and we see this in this moment in so much European cities, they come back to their own identity. They want to have their own identity. They want to have their own square. They want to have their own street where they can come out. And that gives us the opportunity after COVID that people want to come back together. The future will be the result of all our actions now, of all our thoughts now, of all our ideas and creative thinking in this moment.